Okay, so welcome everybody. Thank you very much for coming and to this blockchain session. My name is Olga Feldmeier, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Smart VALOR. I've been in banking, I've been in crypto for the last 5 years, and since 2017, I run Swiss-based Smart VALOR. At the beginning, we were just 4 people, and we got started at Thomson Reuters incubator in Switzerland. Today, we're much, much bigger. The company was growing and growing, 35 people, and our headquarters is still in Switzerland. And basically, we have offices in Munich, Seoul, and Vaduz. What we do is actually we tokenize and distribute alternative investments, such as private shares in the private companies, venture capital fund, and other alternative investments. Tokenize, that means we create a smart contract. We create this token that represents the real security. And we provide the trading venue, which is basically exchange for these security tokens. That's clear enough, right? Good. So why this is a big deal? Probably most of you here know why we are talking about tokenization and as a great disruption in financial services. Well, basically, I used to say that tokenization is a software eating the Wall Street. Because actually, when you issue the token on a blockchain that represents the same, investment share in a company, you don't need all of those intermediaries that are normally involved in an exchange of investment or security, right? And additionally, the token is basically software. It's a program, and you can program into this token a lot of different capabilities, right? So it becomes a programmable security with a global liquidity. And of course, it's also a big, big investment opportunity, right? And it doesn't even matter if you look at just crypto or if you look at tokenized real asset, both of them are huge, right? Because if you look at it, look, this is, guys, market cap of crypto on the right-hand side, right? And it's basically just like $250 billion today. But the real assets are much, much bigger, right? 78 trillion in equities. So imagine just a fraction of those real assets being tokenized and put on the blockchain, right? What would it mean? Well, the World Economic Forum says that about 10% of all GDP is going to be tokenized and put on the blockchain, which is why we are talking about 10, 12 trillion tokenized assets. And the crypto is huge in the same way. Crypto is basically, cryptocurrencies, right? Today we have, how much? Around 20 billion are traded every day in crypto, right? And in several years' time, this is my prediction to you guys, let's say in 4 or 5 years, the trade in all crypto assets is going to be as big as global equities. And you can chase me for this prediction. So basically, both opportunities are huge. The infrastructure that is needed is still the same, especially in terms of security tokens. This is a kind of like a new thing in crypto today, right? And there are like hundreds of security tokens being issued today. They represent shares in the private companies, venture capital fund, the whole portfolio of different assets, right? It's just basically a new way to do securitization. But the problem today is that there is no compliant global exchange for security tokens. Once you issue them, where do you trade it? And this is where we come into place. Well, the biggest problem is regulation, To trade security tokens, you need to be basically some kind of stock exchange, right? And as you might know today, there are a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges, but they are not license to trade securities, right? That's a completely different class. So I'm very proud of what we've done so far, and I've been in this space for 5 years. I did the first Bitcoin license in Switzerland some 5 years ago, and I would say that we figured out the perfect regulation hack, how to get this thing done. And with that, I probably will not bother you with all the details, but basically we got already part of it licensed for crypto to fiat exchange. And we are moving forward with getting license for trading of securities. In terms of execution, with a quite significant team, we've built from bottom up the whole infrastructure for digital asset exchange and for custody. It took us around 14 months to do that, and quite a significant capital commitment. Last year, we rolled out the full-fledged execution platform for token sale. And in several weeks, we are very happy to roll out the next module, which is for us crypto to fiat exchange, where basically people will be able to buy cryptocurrencies and utility tokens with bank wire or credit cards. This is not so fundamentally new, but it's an essential part in building up the digital asset exchange. And the final, most important part is coming up later this year, as we will be adding gradually more and more real security tokens. Well, of course, this is, as you guys can imagine, quite a significant capital commitment. And we've been very happy to have a lot of investors on the token holder side, also a lot of strategic investors on the VC side, family offices. And I would encourage you by saying that I was the first investor in this company, and my fortune was made by investing in Bitcoin in 2013. So with that, if you're still considering how to get involved in cryptocurrency space, if you're considering where to list your security token, if you're thinking about investment in infrastructure like us, exchanges, or you're just looking for a job, please come and talk to me. I will be outside. Thank you so much.